What up, party people? I'm Chris.
Jasmine, Sweet Simple Vegan.
That's us. We are excited to share with you a super delicious recipe today for an onion tart that is sure to blow your mind apart.
Also, can we just stop and appreciate this t-shirt right here?
Beautiful. Channeling my inner roller coaster vegan.
So this onion tart, we tested it a couple weeks ago and we made half a recipe for us to just try out, see how it goes, and we actually devoured all of it at once at like, what time was it? Like 11 p.m. right before bed.
Maybe not the best choice, but it was so delicious.
Oh my gosh. And then we made it again for 4th of July and it was the first thing to go. All of our friends just went in on it.
I think I ate half of it. But
that explains it.
And this recipe is made in collaboration with our friends over at Bob's Red Mill. They have the largest line of whole grain and organic products.
All of their products are certified kosher and grown from non-GMO seeds. And we have a discount code below if you guys want to check them out. You can save some 20%.
You definitely want to do that.
And for this recipe, we're actually featuring their garbanzo bean flour in our filling. So this was inspired by one of our friends from LA, Yvonne. She is Yvonne's Vegan Kitchen and Vegan Cakes LA. She does catering, she sells desserts, you guys should definitely check her out.
She makes some of the best food I've ever had.
Seriously, her donuts, oh.
Blow my mind.
So for a Thanksgiving party once, she made a savory pumpkin pie, and it was kind of quiche-ish and quiche-y. And instead of eggs, of course, she made it vegan. Her filling used garbanzo bean flour. So we drew inspiration from that. We played around with garbanzo bean flour, and it turned out amazing. It was the perfect consistency. It had really good flavor. And garbanzo bean flour is also naturally gluten-free. It is loaded with protein and fiber, and of course, it has no cholesterol because it's vegan.
Win-win.
Exactly.
Win-win.
So, without further ado,
let's get into it.
We're going to start off with our homemade crust. This is super simple, super easy to make. So first up we have the organic all-purpose flour from Bob's Red Mill. And then to that we're going to add in some pink Himalayan salt along with some organic cane sugar. And then next up is some vegan butter. And we don't have a pastry cutter, so here we're actually using kitchen shears, which work just the same. And all we're doing is cutting it up into very small pieces so it's easier to incorporate. And then next up I grabbed a fork and we're just going to mix the butter in with the fork until it forms a sand-like consistency. You want it to be a little grainy. And once everything is mixed through, we're going to be adding some ice cold water. Make sure it's ice cold so that the butter does not melt. So we're going to just keep incorporating water until the dough is nice and moist. We don't want it soggy though, so just add about a tablespoon at a time to make sure that you don't go overboard. And once we have enough water, we're going to form it into a ball, and then I'm going to set this into the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to set.
And now in a large saucepan, we're going to caramelize our onions. So we have a bunch of sliced yellow onions here. We're just going to add a little bit of veggie broth and begin to cook it down. This process will take a little while, so please be patient. And then we're going to add a little bit of thyme and then some black pepper. And since the veggie broth already has some salt in it, we won't be adding any additional salt. And then we'll just continue to let this cook down. We can add around 2 to 3 tablespoons of veggie broth periodically to help the caramelization process. And then we aren't going to fully caramelize these as we'll let them fully cook in the oven. But once they get to about here, we should be good to go. So now in a large bowl, we'll prepare our mixture. We'll take our Bob's Red Mill garbanzo bean flour and we'll add a little bit of that. And then we'll take some veggie broth and pour that in. And then we'll just whisk that together until fully uniform. Now we'll add in some vegan cheese. This is some mozzarella shreds, or mozzarella, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Totally up to you. And then we'll add some more garbanzo bean flour as needed to create a thick batter. And then finally we'll just add our caramelized onions from earlier. Those look so good, and then we'll just mix it all together.
Once the filling is done and the dough has set, we're going to roll it out into a large circle on a cutting board. And you honestly don't have to make it a perfect circle. We're making this a rustic tart, so just do the best you can. Ours was definitely not a circle. and we added that to a lined baking sheet. We're adding the filling that we just made, and then spread that evenly throughout the crust, but leave about an inch border so that we can fold the crust in to make this a galette type tart. So we're just going to fold it in and kind of overlap each fold, if you can see what I'm doing here. It makes it super cute, and it's actually really easy to do. Once that is folded, that's pretty much it. We added some additional thyme on top. You can also add some fresh cracked black pepper on top, and even additional cheese if you would like. And bake that at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 40 minutes until it is nice and golden. Oh my gosh, guys. Can we just take a moment? This is so beautiful. I cannot wait for you to try it.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
We hope you enjoyed this video.
If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Make sure you check out Bob's Red Mill also.
They have high quality, minimally processed ingredients that we love.
And we have a discount code for 20% off in our description box.
Please make this recipe, guys. It is so freaking good. I'm like so excited for you
You're
to
gonna
try
love it, and we love you guys.
So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.